Where do grown masculine men with real backbones and real balls, where do they marry children and call themselves men? Hmm? I want to know where if the world functions somewhere else, where somewhere else in the world it functions like that. I want to know. You ain't no man to me. That's what you gotta understand. Your country ain't no man to me. See, a man consists of more than making money. Everybody making money, they ain't nothing. Anybody can do that. A man tell you to clean up a yard. Hello, you got money. But does that really make you a great person? Because you accumulated something from doing something like that. Does it make you a great person? So it's safe to say most of these men around here working ain't great. I know, you don't want to hear that, do you? Tell you something, man. There's something more important than money going on right now. Now, I know might sound ironic because you owe me money, and that's what this video is about. But, well, it goes hand in hand because there's something more important than the money that you have that's mine. That's my money. And you know what's more important? That your community goes on. That you survive. You're already humiliated. You're already humiliated. If you have not noticed and looked at yourself in the mirror, you're already humiliated. Well, one man beats the greatest country in the world? You don't think I'm aware of that? And you got all these people around here and they could do nothing with me. You couldn't find one man to match my level. One. You couldn't find one. That's pathetic. You didn't find not one man to really challenge me, now did you? Did you? I don't see him. I don't recognize anyone on my level. So see, the best thing you could do, me having revealed to you that your country is marrying children, the best thing you can do is give me my money, my bag. Give me a bag based on that. That's all you need to do. That's the first step. Okay? Second step, you need to just realize who you are as a country. You cannot sit back here and act like you're a different country from what I'm talking about. You are a country that is marrying children. Whether you like it or not, I don't care if it's you doing it or not. I don't care. Somebody doing it. Somebody is doing it, and your country is so arrogant, and they say they men. Well, if you was men, this is what I want to say. You have to build yourself up just as masculine men do in the working area, in the physical area. You know, you lift weights. You have to lift yourself up in the masculine area of being educated and having wisdom. Your men in America is dumb. When it comes to wisdom and understanding, they are feminine. That's a 7. Well, your woman teaching you more than you can teach her. She go to church and you don't. She telling you how to be a better person. You a man, you should be able to tell her how to be a better person. You a man, God meant for you to lead her into wisdom and information. How come you can't do that? Because you're basically a feminine. You're feminine when it comes to information and knowledge and wisdom. Well, your whole culture didn't know 44 states was marrying children. How more docile and feminine can you be as far as information? Oh, you masculine concerning information. You a man concerning information. Well, how come you ain't know? How come all your men of your country didn't know this? All of them. I ain't talking about every person in the world. I mean, in this country, you're supposed to know. But how come your culture doesn't know? This is what I'm talking about. What that means when I say culture, that means all these stars and all the people in your community worth something are collectively oblivious to this information. That's a 7. And I'm supposed to esteem you as a man? Why? Because you get worked like a mule? Anybody can get worked like a mule. A mule is an animal. Anybody can get out and be physically working. What makes you a man more than providing? Providing money for a woman is only 20, I would say that's 25% of being a man. What about the other 75%? Providing money is about a quarter of being a man. So, what about the other 75%? Huh? Where you don't even know your own country is marrying children. Man, if you don't get to that bag, you think I'm conning you, don't you? You think I'm conning you. Well, you owe me for the injustices of breaking my constitutional rights. This is why you first foundationally owe me money. How am I conning you? How does that not deserve to have a bag? You broke my constitutional rights with illegal surveillance from your community and government institutions. You put me under illegal surveillance with no evidence, found out nothing, came to nothing, and you don't think that deserve a bag? That's the foundation right there. So how these rappers gonna tell you I don't deserve a bag and they've been breaking my constitutional rights? Man, that's retarded. And you as a black man, you retarded when you sit up and let justice go unserved. That part. These people owe me a bag for putting a black man under illegal surveillance and breaking his constitutional rights. You need to sit down, bro. You need to stop talking. Speak for yourself, man. Ain't nobody scared of y'all. Look, man, I'm not scared to die. I'm not going to ever change my character and mink my words for you. If you can, that's another part of being a man. Manly communication that's not considered to be gangster or thug. Every time a real man start talking, you think he's trying to be a gangster. How about I'm trying to be a man? And especially with black men, let a black man open his mouth. Oh, he trying to be gangster. That's racist. Why? Because, yeah, it's racist. That you cannot see that I'm being masculine and speaking as a man should speak. As soon as a black man starts speaking, oh, he trying to be a gangster. That's how racist you are here in this country. White man can sit up and talk about everything. You don't say he trying to be a gangster, do you? You know what you say? Yes, sir, no, sir. That's what you say. Many of you do. Let the black man open his mouth and talk like a man. Oh, he trying to be a thug. How about I'm trying to be a man? How about that part? But you can't get past the fact that I'm young and I'm black. So it got to be a gangster part to it. Oh, it got to be some thug part to it. Because you don't have enough examples of black men being masculine through communication without being gangsters and thugs. The only one saying something and keeping it 100 is the gangsters and thugs. For the most part, from the black community, them the only ones really saying something. So that's all you think, when it comes to the black community, that's the only ones you think are able to communicate on a masculine level. That's a 7. That's why I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm going to show you that I can articulate myself, get my point across, be masculine, handle even warfare without being a gangster or a thug. Oh, you didn't think it was possible, did you? That a black man could not be gangster and still kill you. He ain't no thug, but you still dead. Oh, I know you forgot about that part, didn't you? That thugs and gangsters are not the only ones that kill people. So that's what you looking for. And that's why a lot of these black people are deceived. Because only people you respecting is thugs and gangsters. And that's why you're in the trouble you in now. Oh, you thought you sized me up. Oh, he ain't no gangster, he no thug, but you still dead. So what does it matter? You still dead. That's what's wrong with you. Y'all act like y'all in high school, sizing people up. You don't know me. You don't know where I'm from. You don't know where I'm from. You don't know what I'm capable of. You do not have no idea. You cannot assume that. All you can assume is you don't know what I'm capable of. All you can assume is you don't know me. That's all you can assume. Without being arrogant, with being factual. Yeah, you can't. You don't know me. Who are you? Were you Nostradamus? Hey, these black folks, you Nostradamus now? You know who everybody is and what they can do. Man, stop playing. Stop playing. If you had all the answers, you wouldn't still be in the situation you in now, would you? So we're not gonna trust people that show no signs of manifestations, but talk about everything. Because every other day they getting left for dead out there themselves. I thought you knew who was who. Then why you left for dead then? I guess that's how the game is played, huh? You know everything, but you still left for dead out there. That part. Some of y'all married the wrong person, but you think you know everybody. Well, how come you married the wrong person? Keep it 100. These people are out here arrogant. But you divorced. You know why you divorced? You know what that meant? Same thing I'm telling you. You didn't know the person. You didn't know who they was. You didn't know what they was capable of. Yeah, arrogance will get you in a bad situation every single time. I'm not, see, you listen to me, you think also I'm being arrogant. I'm being confident. That's another thing in this country that people are not used to. You're not used to a man being confident. You want everyone to be looking with their head down and not saying anything. I'm not doing that. I'm lifting my head up and showing my eyes and looking in your eyes and speaking the facts. That's what men do. See, the problem is in this situation is you have a lack of men. Well, if you had real men, you wouldn't even have 44 states married children. Let's talk about it. You want to talk about manhood? Who wants to do that? Who wants to go down that road? You want to go down that road with me? If you had real men here, you wouldn't have these child marriage laws. Now, would you? You got any real men would do something like that? So the foundation of your country ain't even masculine. It ain't even of a man's perspective, whether it be black men or white men. Ain't no real men marrying children. right or wrong. So how can you esteem these people as men when they don't do what men would do? That's a 7. While you sitting up here worrying about the homosexuals, you need to be worried about these men that call themselves men and they're marrying children at the same time. Real men don't do that. Real masculine men do not do this. They do not do it. They have morals. They have codes of conduct that they live by and that we hold each other by. So how you got 44 states married children and you esteeming yourselves as men? You're not a man to me. You're not a man to me. Okay? That's where we at. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do for a living. I don't care how you look. You got 44 states married children, big baby. Yeah, you ain't no man to me. Because ain't no real men gonna do that. By any man's standard. Ain't no real men gonna sit up and pass laws. And then that's one side that got child marriage. And then you got a whole bunch of masculine men in this society talking about they men, but you don't even know what's going on in your community. You supposed to be a protector of your family. What you think that means? You with a little bot gun? You going out here with this little gun that won't kill too many people? That makes you a man? How about knowing what's going on in your society that affects your children? That makes you a man. So y'all ain't men either. Well, your masculinity should be able to press through and get this information. Your strength, in other words, of who you are should have been able to push you through to where you're informed of everything going on in your society like I am. Well, as far as these things go, which that's why I say it's you're feminine. Well, you don't, when it comes to information and wisdom, you don't have none. You don't take time to build wisdom muscles. That's a 7. You don't take time to build information muscles. So you're a scrawny little feminine guy when it comes to information. Well, the evidence is your whole community does not know about child marriage in America. And you would think, you expect me to esteem you as men, as real men. Come on, that ain't even fair. That's how I put it. It's not fair to me. When I take time to study things, I take time to build my wisdom muscles. I take time to build my information muscles. And you just got the whole luxury of saying you're a full total man and you don't know nothing. What's going on right in your face, and you're supposed to be a protector of your family. That's part of protecting your family, is to know what your country is doing. That's a 7. How are you protecting your family? You don't even know what's going on around you. Oh, because they don't come in the house? That part. Because nobody coming in your house? You think you're doing something. Okay. That's why your kids acting the way they acting now. You ain't protecting your family. See, it goes more than just physical. Now they acting out and they doing all kind of stuff. You know why they doing it? Because you thought protecting your family mean you get a little shotgun and protect the threshold. That's what you thought. That's what you thought consisted of being a protector. That's what you thought consisted of being a protector from your family. Sitting around here with a shotgun, sitting on the porch, waiting for somebody to come to your house. Unfortunately, it's more to being a protector of your family than that. You need to know the laws. You needed to know 44 states is marrying your children, and you didn't know it. And you sitting up there with a shotgun, dumb and feminine when it comes to information and wisdom. See, this is how they got you. Yeah, get a gun. You the man. But you lack masculinity when it comes to wisdom and information. You lack You should be able to tell your woman something she never heard in her life. Well, you pull out your cock and you make her feel something she ain't never felt in her life. Why can't you be masculine in this area and make her find out something she never knew in her life? Because you worried about being masculine in a couple areas. Sex and money, that's the only place you worried about being masculine. And you're feminine in all the other areas. Your wife is taking care of the children. Your wife is teaching the children. That's why they act the way they act. You ain't teaching the children. You ain't leading them. You ain't doing it. All you doing is all you worried about and occupied with is being masculine sexually and masculine as far as money goes. And that's why your children don't love you. You know why? Because you wasn't masculine in the area concerning teaching your children. Yeah, you're masculine in every other area. Well, I say about 2. Not every other. And that explains why you have 44 states with child marriage. All the workers of the community, you just sat back and thought you were being masculine just by getting out here and working. You're also being masculine in a man by going out here and telling people, no, knowing what's going on in your society as far as all the politics. You need, as a man, you need to sit down, even if you don't like to, you need to sit down and study these people that have rule over you. What's wrong with that? That's going to hurt you. You know what that means? You're feminine. You're feminine in the area of studies and being a student of information. I know you didn't think you didn't think masculinity and femininity, you didn't think it applied right here. Why don't? Why don't masculinity apply in the areas of wisdom and information? When you can't even tell your woman nothing. She used bigger words than you. She has a bigger vocabulary than you got. And so she has more strength, right or wrong. If she's teaching the children, she has information, she is stronger in that area, right or wrong, which means therefore she's more masculine than you in that area. She's more masculine concerning information and wisdom than you are. Well, you don't have any strength there, so how can you claim to be masculine there? That's a 7. If you don't have any strength there, how can you claim to be masculine there? Huh? So all you have is people esteeming themselves as men based on sexuality and money. That's all. And that's what makes you simpletons. That's what makes your country full of simpletons in America. You think masculinity is summed up in money and cock. And that's why you're destroyed now. That's why you're submitted to a government that got 44 states with child marriage now. Because you were being feminine. Basically, you were submitted as a woman to your government. Well, it runs the show. It wears the pants, and you're submitted to it, and you ain't saying nothing like a docile woman. Boom. That's a 7. Meaning you act like docile women, turning your head to what your husband do. That's how you act with your government. You just turning your head like a docile wife, ain't you? Well, that's what he does. So don't try to come around here being masculine to me when you ain't masculine to your government. You don't have the luxury of doing that. You want to be masculine to me, act like a tough guy with me, but you ain't a tough guy with people that's marrying children in 44 states. Now, put yourself in my shoes. Not these dumb folks' shoes that don't know no better. Put yourself in my shoes. I know you don't know nothing. I know your country is marrying children, and you trying to be a tough guy around here. It's not going to stand up. Not with me. Because I know that you're submitted to the government, that your government is daddy, not Uncle Sam, Daddy Sam. He's not Uncle Sam, he's Daddy Sam. He's your daddy. Well, you ain't saying nothing to him. You got 44 states married children and you ain't saying nothing. That's a masculine community. You supposed to be masculine. Why you ain't saying nothing? So guess what you doing? You doing nothing differently than what women been doing through all history and the years of time. Through all these years in time, women turn their head from what their husband do, right or wrong. They listen to what their husband say. Sometimes they say something, sometimes they don't, right or wrong. Then what is the difference between the difference between your relationship with America than that? It's the same thing. Well, America does what it does. You sound like a docile woman, not masculine in information and wisdom, not knowing how to confront the people without even having a war. You know what I'm doing? I'm confronting them without a war. That's what men do. Now, if they want to take it further, they want to take it further. I'm confronting them without war. That's what makes me a man. I'm showing them where they wrong without taking out a gun. Anybody can take out a gun. I'm going to show you like I'm your daddy where you're wrong at. Which makes me more masculine than you. Now, doesn't it? Well, I didn't have to pull out a gun to be a man, did I? I showed you where you was wrong like I'm your daddy with information. Which makes me more masculine than you as if you're my son. And you still think you tougher than me. You still think you tougher than me. See, I just need you to go get my bag, man. You know what I'm saying? Be a man that way. If you ain't been a man in a long time in this country, why don't you go ahead and get my bag? See, that's what real men would do. You know why they would do it? It wouldn't be humiliating to them. It would be codes of honor. It's codes of honor that real men live by. You know this country is marrying children, sitting around here harassing me, the likes of me, and here they are slipping with 44 states married children, and they done put this man under illegal surveillance in California, Florida, North Carolina, and New York. They done put me, meaning me, they done put me under illegal surveillance all throughout the country. See, a real man, we ain't been dealing with men really most of this time because real men hold themselves to codes of conduct. All this racism, he ain't no real man. Real men hold themselves to codes of conduct. That's why they act like boys. These racist people act like boys. They go out and do crazy stuff, spray painting all on walls and stuff like they boys. Spray painting racial slurs on walls. What grown man does that? Now I can see if you're an artist, you know, and you got a craft, but what grown man sit and spray paint racial slurs? If you was a man, why don't you go ahead and say it to their face? Huh? Why don't you go drive over in one of their neighborhoods? That's what, if you was a masculine racist, that's what you would do. Yeah, hey, you go right over there where they at. But you know times have changed and you will be dead. That's the truth of the matter. You know times have changed and you will be dead. That's what it is. Other than that, you would have been all in the black neighborhoods. You know it's death time if you come over here. You know you're gonna be dead. So therefore, ironically, it's you that's the boy and reduced down to the boy. Well, you're still talking a lot of stuff, but you ain't being masculine about it. In other words, you ain't being a man about it. Men live by real codes of conduct. That's why this bag should be a masculine gesture to me. Not a feminine passive gesture. See, that's what boys think. Boys think, oh, If we give them this money, we feel humiliated. That's a 7. We feel humiliated if we give him this money because you ain't no man with codes of conduct. If you was a man, you would feel obligated. If they broke the constitutional rights of this country, you would feel obligated to make that right. Therefore, holding up and redeeming the standard of the constitutional rights. Because once you do this to one person, guess what? You can't sit up and complain about somebody doing it to the next man. That's a 7. If look, you in other words, the fact that you did all of this, you can't complain about nothing. Nobody doing anything out there similar to what you've done. You can't complain about it. And honestly, you can't complain about anybody's constitutional rights being broken anymore. You can't complain about that anymore. Now, can you? Well, you sit back and watch them break mine. Why can't yours be broken? That's a 7. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. If you got a crime on somebody, you need to go to the police. That's what you need to do. If you ain't got no crime on me and you try to play with me, you're breaking my constitutional rights and I want a bag. I don't care. You talking about you could just, hey, you talking about the street justice? Street justice gonna have God kill y'all people. Yeah, try to get some street justice over here where I'm at. Try to come over here and get street justice. We'll wash the whole streets. You got to understand, this is the kingdom of God. That street, all that stuff you learned on World Star and all that foolishness, it doesn't apply here. It's not applicable here. You try any